Alright, Saturday morning, and I got the day off, which is great. And I think what I'm going to do today is, amongst other things, set this frame down and get that engine off there. Probably put it on a stand, I don't know, at least for now, and push this chassis out. And I think I'm going to port these heads myself because I've been having trouble finding somebody handy and quick and all that. But anyway, that's for another day. I got my Mustang running. I suspect the computer needs work. I've got to rebuild that head for my tractor. I think I'm going to attempt the valve job my own self. I do have the tools to do it. It needs new guides and all, so that's just some of the stuff that needs to happen. Also need to put that pan on the chassis and weld up right there. Need to start thinking about getting that body mounted because I've got the engine. And I've had so much going on the last month and a half, I haven't gotten doodly squat done on anything. But just that's how it goes sometimes. Alright, I'm going to get busy. One thing I got to do is move this here truck. Move this here truck out the way. Let's see if she'll run. Oh yeah, I think it will. Alright, let me move it out of the way. Then we gotta move this one. Just remember that. See if it'll run. Oh yeah. And now I gotta move that one. Let's see if this one will run. Could stand to do a little weed eating around. Yeah. Let's see what happens here. Come on now. There it goes. Could use a little cleaning from the previous owner. Casting a long shadow, ain't I? 33s. No rust hole, but those are there. Rust hole. Alright, I got the Mustang. Storm came up last night, so it cooled off a good bit. So I came out here and put the Mustang together right quick. I didn't do no filming. But I fired it up and run in a few minutes. Seemed to run okay. Seemed to run better. I haven't driven it anywhere. That's what I want to do this morning. See how it acts. But I've been doing some reading up on these. Seems like the ECMs in them have some issues. I suspect that may be the remainder of the problem. But I'm going to go drive it and see how it acts. It's dark in here, ain't it? Maybe let's see if it'll crank. It does. Well, it still smokes when it's cold. But once it warms up, it runs good. It runs better with the new injectors. So I think my difficulty is ECM. I've seen where that is the case on some YouTube videos. So I'm going to check that out. I may not do it today, but we'll see. Alright, well I pulled it back up here. I think I'm going to go ahead and pull the computer out of it because it's acting a little squirrely. Big thing is I think it's dumping way too much fuel when it's cold for some reason. Like a lot. It makes it smoke like crazy. Anyway, I'm going to pull the ECM out and see what I see. Alright, I finally got that little joker out. A9P. I don't think it's ever been out before. All the factory stuff was there, but that's where she goes, up under there. Yeah, it's quite a little job to get it out. Probably ought to clean my workbench off here so I can take it. There we go. All I got to do now is take these little screws right here out and see what I see. But I better do it two-handed. Uh-oh. It says warranty item, do not open. Well, in the videos I watched, they said these little doohickeys here were what was the issue. And at first I didn't see nothing wrong, but then I got to looking. This one here is all corroded. And I don't think it was connected on that one side, or at least not very well. So anyway, that one looks okay, and that one looks okay as best I can tell. They say those are the things that go bad. I got some new ones too. I'm gonna try my hand at soldering it in. There's the new ones. They don't look the same, but they got the same numbers on them. 47 UF, 16 volt. It's about half the size though. I don't know if that matters. I don't know that it does. I don't know. I may do a little research here before I go to, well, you know. Well, here's what I figured out. I replaced those two capacitors. I don't have the right one for that one. That one looks okay. Should replace it, but I ain't got one. And I think I'm just going to put it together and see how it acts is what I'm going to do. But I got those two in. That's a little bit of a chore. Also figured out I always used to be able to see good up close. Not the case anymore. It's aggravating. This old age thing is for the birds. Hey, here's the cat. I'm getting a cat scan. One of the famous internet jokes. What are you doing? There ain't no food up in here unless you catch a mouse. Which there might be a mouse. You gonna go out? Some of y'all remember we used to have an orange cat named Ozzy, I think. That cat was a scrapper. He'd come home all beat up. But it didn't come back one time, so it was old. It was old. Who knows what happened. This is our new cat that we've had a couple years. See there? Did not open it. Warranty still intact. I should have done it on camera, but I didn't. Anyways, I put the computer back in there and it fired up, so. But I got no check engine light when you turn the key on. Seatbelt battery, that's it. And I didn't before. But it will fire right up. For some reason the belt's squeaking at the power steering pump. You squirt a little water on it, it'll quit squeaking. It sounds healthier.
Minus the squealing.
Minus the squealing. But it seems to smoke a little bit. Of course, it's cooled off. But it's rich in fuel. I'm wondering if that one capacitor that I did not have is what's ailing her. I'm gonna order it. Ain't that big of a deal to take the computer out now. But I got the dash half apart, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. Well, I guess that concludes today's video of the Mustang, unless I take it for a little ride. I need to order the capacitor. It just goes to show you, one video I watched specified that all three were the same, but they are not. I noticed that when I was looking at it, and then I watched the videos that said they're not all the same. So once again, I was right. Trouble is, first I was wrong. Well, I left the vinegar in there probably 2 weeks in my rototiller gas tank. I don't know if I can any video, but look how clean it is. It was nasty. I can't get it. I can see it, but the camera can't. Anyway, it looks nice and clean. Now the only trouble is, let's see if I can do this. See there, full of pinholes. So I think you can buy a little liner deal that you put in there. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Of course, I might also see how much a gas tank is. It might be cheaper to buy a gas tank. Alright, right, pretty shortly here we're gonna pull the engine off that chassis and transmission and the drive shaft. And all like that right there. But I got such a jumble of tools. I need to put them away so I can see what I need. So I can find what I need. You know how it is. Mrs. Heavy Chevy's bringing it all in from by the Mustang. Right?
Right.
Well, that was easy. I kind of like that little deal there. I should have put it in the back hole though. That didn't sound good. Now you can see where I gotta do a little more work on the motor mounts. But first, I gotta get this engine off the transmission, or the transmission off the engine. And I need to pull that pan off because that's the real oil pan that goes on that engine. The new one. And I need to set the transmission to the side. And put the engine on the engine stand, I guess. Or something like that. I was just digging for some bolts to bolt this engine on the engine stand. Right there. I found this. Look there. Timing chain was so bad it wore a hole in the timing cover. That happened when I had a 350 in that blue and white truck that now has the big block. I was driving it home from work one day and seeing a cloud of smoke, and it ran okay, but done wore a hole in the timing cover. That's when I pulled it out and put a big block in it. I mean, that's what anybody would do, right? Alright, now that I got that on the stand, what I need to do is, what am I going to do with this? I need to get something to do with it. I got the oil pan off. I need to clean it up because some nasty dribbled in it, and I got to figure out the oil pump pickup. I don't like the one that's in it, and I'll show you why here in a little bit. Alright, that's the windage tray. As clean as I can get it, believe that, unless I take a steel wool after it. But I'm confident it's clean. Look here. Alright, here's why I don't like that one. It hits right here. And it's going to hit again right there. That don't seem right, does it? This is the old one, which fits much better. Only trouble is, it's too tall. So I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do about that. I also bought a Camaro one. But I don't think that's gonna do me any good. Really? Anyway, let me think on it a little here. Here's another project I need to work on today. This is the oil pan off my tractor. It has somewhat of a dent in the bottom of it. So I'm gonna try straightening it And I'm going to use that hammer right there. I think it's for driving railroad spikes, but I don't be doing that. I wound up using the air hammer and with a wide tip, and one I had made there a while back. Use that a little bit. Turns out I ain't man enough to swing that a whole lot of times while I'm holding the oil pan steady between my legs and one-handed on a rotten stump. I don't know, I done it though. I got it straightened out pretty good. I got the air chisel over there on the edge a little bit. That wasn't too good. But I think we're gonna live with that. It's not perfect, but neither is the tractor. Alright, here's what I don't like about this thing. This fit here isn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I just need to trim that just a little and maybe dent that slightly with a hammer. It doesn't really touch now, but might as well give it a little clearance. Right, Clarence? Here's what's really troublesome. For one thing, the pickup is oriented that way. Looks like to me you'd want it this way, especially as you're accelerating. You pick up a little oil a little bit further back in the pan, and it ain't square by like 3/8 of an inch. So that means once you put the pan on, this part is going to be over a little over a ½ inch above the bottom of the pan, and this is approaching 3/4, maybe a little more. So I didn't really like it. Let me ponder on what I'm gonna do. I hate to cut and weld on the pickup, but hey man, it's been done. Alright, I think this is what I've settled on. I really don't like this pickup at all, because, well, once I can get it set in there anyways, this end that fits on the oil pump, it doesn't fit in there square into the oil pump. It's kind of cockeyed. So I'm afraid when you tighten it down, the O-ring is going to be tight on this side and loose on that side and might suck air. Plus, this is oriented that way, and it's about 3/8 of an inch tilted in that direction. Which if you get low on oil or you're standing on it or something, it'd be a little easier for it to suck air. And sucking air isn't the right thing to do in this instance. So I think what I'm going to do is, I bought this one. This is a GM one, I think, for Camaro. And it's good. It fits in the oil pump right. It's approximately the right height, and it's oriented, the pickup's oriented the right way. Trouble is, it's too short by about 3 inches by my calculations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it right here with a tubing cutter. And then I'm going to take about 3 inches out of this tube, and I'm going to weld it in there. That's what I think I'm going to do. But I ain't going to do it tonight because it's getting late, about 6 o'clock, and Mama said it's time to go eat. She's hungry, so I guess I better do what she says. I would like to thank y'all for watching. I do appreciate it. I'm going to ring the bell. That's a tradition. Please get back to watching my videos if you've sworn off it, or if you know somebody who has. I'm going to try to do better. I'm going to try to do right. And just been super busy lately. All kind of difficulties and troubles, but we're getting through it. I got it a lot better than a lot of people, that's for sure. Alright, let me wrap it up. I know when to shut up. I'm not one to keep on talking after the moment is over. I know better than that. Right?